everyone! Welcome. It's me, Nikki Nee, bringing you a little something different from Genso Manège. It's a visual novel. Figured do a little something different. Thank you for Lurkit connecting me and the devs together so I can get a key to play this game and try something completely different. Yeah, I got it on the Switch, but it's also available on Steam, so make sure you wishlist it. 2025 is the year I tried to get monetized, so do all the things to get me out into the YouTube algorithm, you know, the subscribe, the comment, the everything. Let me know what you think. We'll play a little bit of this game. I think it might be in chapters or something, so we'll see how far we get into this without giving away too much either, you know? It's like that balance. Yeah, so we're gonna figure out what it's all about and help our character rediscover her past. So yeah, her past. Rediscover her past. Oh my goodness. I can't even. Yeah. So let's check this out. See what we got going on. We're hitting any button to start. Any button to start? Oh, hang on. No. Enter name for protagonist. Nikki Nee? Nick Nee? Oh, no. Hang on, guys. Okay, we're gonna start a new game. Let's clear it. We're gonna do a little bit Nikki. Oh, no. Oh, no, I didn't mean to. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Tell I'm not. So when I saw the game and was like, hey, this would be really fun to play. Would you like to use this? Nikki. Is this the name you would like to use? Yeah. I was like, I really want this on my Switch instead of Steam because then I could like lay in bed, play, read, like, and just be chill about it, you know? The sky was gray. Snow fell from the clouds like a porcelain crystals from a dull curtain. Frost covered the park, coating its already still attractions in frozen silvery sheets. There was once smiles and cheers, silence now reigned. Save for a few souls, that is. Why are you doing this? This is robbery. You have no right. I think you'll find that we do. Ignore them. Proceed. Yes, sir. Wonder what's going on. Oh my goodness. Stop it. This is all we have. You'll find no sympathy from me, son. The man drew a gun. Enough of this. He pulled the trigger. Whoa. There was a flash, then smoke coiled out from a barrel. A bullet sped towards the fallen young man, only to collide with something else entirely. Oh, what? That something let out a shrill whine as the bullet bore into it. Sounded like metal. There it was, brighter than the flash of light, one of the blinding intensity. For a split second, everything was white. And then darkness. Can you hear me? Answer me, please. Someone was shouting. Please, just say something. I can't lose you too. You have to open your eyes. What'd we do? I jolted awake. I found myself in my room, rays of the morning sun poking through the curtains. The aroma of freshly bloomed violets drifted through the slightly ajar window. Am I? Something ran down my cheek. I reached up to touch it and felt something wet. Tears. I'm crying? But why? I don't know. So was it a dream? Was I just dreaming all that? Let me see. Hang on. That dull winter flashed across my mind. The image was faint, chose to vanish like smoke in the wind. Knew it was the place I dreamed of. I can't remember much, but it couldn't have been a very good dream. Why else would I be crying? Hey, are you up? A knock came at my door, pulling me out of my trance. I glanced at the clock on my bedside table. It was well timed past to get out of bed. Yeah, sorry, Arnold. I'll get changed and have breakfast ready soon. Relax, it's already done. Take your time. Oh. Whatever I might have said, embarrassment stole the words from my mouth. I can't believe I slept through one of my only jobs. I'm really, really sorry. Finally managing to squeeze out an apology, I hurriedly dressed myself. Once I came downstairs, I found food for 3 waiting at the table. The comforting scent of freshly baked baguettes enticed a growl from my stomach.
Ohayo.
Good morning. Good morning, Madame Alice. I'm sorry I slept in so late this morning. Do I have you to thank for breakfast? Don't be ridiculous. Arnold put down his food, stood up, and pulled out my chair for me. Thank you. Don't mention it. I should have waited for you. Oh, that's okay. How nice. How sweet. I took a seat. Along with the baguettes, several colorful fruits adorned the table.
朝食は私が用意すると言ったのだけれど、あるのがダメだと言って聞いてくれなくて。
I told him I'd prepare breakfast, but the boy just wouldn't budge.
バゲットを温めるくらい誰にでもできるのに。
I'm hardly clumsy enough to burn a simple baguette.
料理の常識を覆していくのが母さんだろ。
And yet you always manage to surprise me.
そんなことないわ。ねえ。
Now that's just not true, isn't it? I glanced around the room as if searching for an answer. I'd seen Madame Alice's attempt at cooking before. Well, calling it cooking would have been generous. I can't exactly blame Arnold for stopping her, but at least she's trying.
母さん、こいつを困らせるなよ。
You're putting her on the spot, Mom.
困らせていないわよ。もう人聞きの悪いことばかり言って。
I am not. You're making me sound like such a villain. This was very much a common spectacle with these two. The Vincents and their little antics were a part of everyday life for me. It's been 7 whole years since I moved in with them. Until I was 10, I lived in Paris with my family, but nearly after drowning in the Seine River, I lost most of my memories. My father lost his life during the incident. Since my mother had already passed due to illness, I became an orphan. That was when the Vincents took me in. We, including Arnold's father, Daniel, had stayed in Paris for some time. 6 years ago, though, Arnaud and his mother and I moved here, to Blanchburg. The shock had put me in a precarious mental state. The change to a smaller, quieter town was likely for my sake. They'd never said as much, but I knew. Monsieur Daniel stayed behind on account of his work. I hope he was well. I haven't seen him in a long time.
なあ、このジャム使ってみろよ。
Hey,
会
try
社の
this.
人にもらってさ、もう絶品なんだ。
Hey, try this jam. A coworker gave it to me, and it's some great stuff. Oh, okay. I'll try some on my baguette. I spread the strawberry jam on the bread and took a bite. A perfect balance of sweet and sour filled my mouth. You're right. This is delicious. Arnold gave me a wide smile.
食後のコーヒー、用意しとくか？
Want to wash it down with some coffee? Allow me.
いいよ。俺はもう食べ終わったからさ。
I'll get it. You keep eating. He stood up and walked over to the kitchen. 7 whole years, and Arnold's still as kind as ever. Ever since I'd lost my family, he's been a constant in my life, a friend, and a pillar of support. After cleaning up breakfast, I followed Arnold out to the off to see him off to work. It was a beautiful day with clear skies and just the right amount of sun. Vibrant flowers and decorated the road swayed in the breeze.
今朝は何かあったのか？
Something happened this morning? What? Why do you ask?
ほら、お前が寝坊するなんて珍しいだろう。具合でも悪いんじゃないか？
You never sleep in. I thought you might be sick or something. Arnold suddenly stopped and peered at me. No, it's not that. I just had a strange dream is all. I don't remember much, but I know it was sad.
夢を見たってことは眠りが浅かったのかもな。さては、寝る前に怖い本でも読んだんだろう。
Restless night then, huh? You read a scary story before bed? It was about a witch, and it wasn't scary. The witch saved the girl from being bullied and turned her into a princess.
あのな、魔女が出てくる本は大抵怖いもんなの。それが世の中の意見なんだ。
You realize you're in the minority thinking witches aren't scary, right? Well, this one wasn't, and I'm not either. Oh.
こーら。
Okay, okay. He prodded my head with his finger.
人は自分と違うものを怖がる生き物なんだ。
People fear things they don't
お前がいい
understand.
魔女だったとしても誰にも言うなよ。
Whether you're a nice witch or a scary one, you can't let others know. I know. Not like anyone would believe me. How could I convince them? Cast a spell? It wasn't just my memories I had lost 7 years ago. I'd lost my magic too. All that practice I'd done with my mother as a child gone to waste. I wonder where the star necklace went. She's a witch as well. Huh, interesting. My mother and I had matching necklaces. Not only had it helped to control and regulate my magic, but it also reminded me of who I was, where I came from. But it vanished during the accident 7 years ago. Witches were all but extinct, thanks to cultural persecution hunts 4 centuries ago. My mother was the only one I knew other than myself. Despite that, our dark history still lingered. Most people weren't fond of beings like me. My parents had made sure to impress something upon me, though. Magic was a force of good. My mother, at least, had been kind and caring witch, so I chose to believe in her. I believe in him as well. Who was that boy, anyway? I could hardly remember. All I could recall is that he'd been very important to me. Although I wasn't sure if that either.
じゃあ行ってくるよ。今日は帰りが少し遅くなるから。
Anyways, I should get going. I'll be back a bit late today. Investigating somewhere far off again? Arnold was a reporter for a local newspaper. He had travel often to work.
まあ、自転車で行ける範囲だけどな。
Far enough that I need a bike to bike at least.
あ、そうだ。
Ah, nearly forgot. He produced a flyer from his pocket.
知ってるか？昨日移動遊園地が来たって。お前こういうの好きだったよな。
You hear about this? A traveling amusement park in town. You like this kind of thing, don't you? An amusement park? In Blanchburg? I practically leaped for the flyer, read its contents. La voix du rive is here. Children and adults alike are invited to come have the time of their dreams. This is us from April 1st to June 30th. A map marked their location where in a forest near the outskirts of town. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I do like amusement parks, but I'll sit this one out. I don't earn my keep like you do.
何言ってるんだよ。働いてる女の人の方が珍しいし、家事だって立派な仕事だろ。
Oh, please. How many women do you know who have jobs? Housework count as earning your keep just fine.
まあ無理強いはしないけど、我慢する必要はないんだからな。
I won't force you or anything, but really, you should go if you want to. He ruffled my hair. Hey,
もし行ったら遊園地の感想よろしくな。
let
主
me
催する
know.
ことになるかもしれないし。
Let me know how it is if you check it out. Could make for a good article.
じゃあ行ってきます。
Anyway, I'm off. Stay safe. Arnold hopped on his bike and sped off to the office. An amusement park here of all places? I placed the flyer on my desk and picked up my music box. After I'd wound the key, I'd replace it to on the dresser and watch the horses spin as the music began to play. The pastel top turned, glass gems twinkling in the sunlight. A kaleidoscope of colors reflected off of them, whisking me away into a world of fantasy. This little merry-go-round, this menage, was all I had left of my father. I was rather fond of it. It reminded me of the menage in my favorite picture book. Vive dans manage. My father had been an engineer for amusement parks, so we'd often visit them to admire his work. My fascination had begun there. Unfortunately, I was told I'd received this particular trinket 7 years ago. I had no memory of it personally. Still, memory or not, I always treasured it, and I always would. So sad. Maybe I will visit that amusement park. Arnold had offered after all, and I genuinely wanted to go. All right, chores first. With the renewed sense of motivation, I set about my daily tasks. I finished my work about midday when the sun was high and left home. I followed the map marked on the flyer. I sauntered it through town. When are we gonna go to the amusement park? I want to go too. I couldn't help but grin at the rowdy children. It wasn't every day such events occurred around here, so I empathized with their excitement. Absolutely not. They say those people have something to do with the Hamelin phenomenon. The what? What's Hamelin? She's just making it up because she doesn't want to spend money. What? Why? The family turned the corner and promptly left earshot. What's the Hamelin phenomenon? Was she really making that up? The question hung in my mind, but I continued on my way to the forest. As the building and bustle faded, the trees grew thicker. Birds chirped atop the branches, and squirrels scurried from limb to limb. The tranquility was contagious. What sort of amusement park is it, I wonder? My heart pounded in anticipation. I took a moment to breathe and calm my nerves before continuing. Wow. There proudly stood right at the mouth of the forest. A pastel gate way too large. A pastel gate. Oh my goodness, guys. A pastel gate gave way to a large fountain around which numerous lovely attractions were centered. Even from afar, their craftsmanship was something to behold. I couldn't take my eyes away. The entire affair looked like something straight out of a toy box. I could have sworn I just walked into a picture book. It's all so charming. I've never seen a park like this. It looks even better close up, you know. turned to the voice. A girl stood there. Her star-dappled uniform seemed plucked from the same whimsical story as the park
夢の世
itself.
界へのチケットはここで買えるわ。大人
あわ
1枚でいいかしら。
A world of dreams is only a ticket away. One adult, I assume? Yes, please. I timidly paid the woman for my ticket. Even the tearaway parts a little star. That's so cute. I found another smile sneaking onto my face. The staff lady smiled back, tearing off the stub and handing me the rest. She punctuated the transaction with a wink.
ようこそ、レーブ移動遊園地へ。夢の時間をお楽しみください。
Welcome to the Rivet, the traveling amusement park. We hope you have time of your dreams. The girl gestured for me to enter. I passed through the gate with bated breath. My eyes were drawn once to the fountain, thoughts buzzing to how they traveled with such a thing. Elephants which blew bubbles and sprayed water adorned the circumference. Children frolicked about, reaching out for the bubbles. Something smells good. The scent caused me to turn my gaze towards the many stalls set up on the right. Upon closer inspection, they were selling all manner of deviously tempting sweets, from gaufres and pretzels to sugared fruits and cookies. Warm sandwiches, snacks, ball games, and other diversions also lined the counters. Something about these stalls feels off, though. I approached them to investigate. Oh. To my surprise, the booths were being manned by puppets. Perhaps that wasn't the right word. They were automated puppets, machines known as automatons. Welcome to your order, please. One Godfrey coming up. The automatons addressed and attended to the customers with pre-recorded phrases. Incredible machines with jobs? Is there a problem with the automatons? A tall man in a uniform suddenly approached me. I knew at once he must have been with the park. This knowledge just didn't make his gaze feel any less intimidating, though, or me any less like a frog in the sight of a hungry snake. Ugh. Oh, no, I just never seen one before. I see. Vast as the world may be, we're the only park to include automatons among our workforce. Your surprise is warranted. Rest assured, however, they are functioning as specified. The man said nothing more and simply turned on his heels and left. He didn't seem very amused for an amusement park employee. I shook off the awkwardness and returned to browsing the stalls. Cheers suddenly erupted from the fountain. Maybe there's a show going on. I should go look. Headed towards the hubbub, only to find a young man putting on a performance. Messi, you're too kind. But the show's just getting started. Are you folks ready for some real juggling? You there, in front, what's your favorite fruit? I like apples. Apples, eh? Like this one here? The boy produced an apple in his hand, seemingly out of thin air. Whoa!
今度は奥で見てる君に
Now, you in the
苦手な
back.
野菜を聞こう
What's your least favorite vegetable? He proceeded to materialize an apple, a radish, a mushroom, and a strawberry, which he then began to juggle. The colorfully mismatched ensemble flew through the air and back into his hands with ease. He improvised all of that? The crowd only continued to grow.
見えない。
I can't see. I should probably move. There's plenty more to explore. I offered my spot to the boy behind me and waved my way back out of
あ
the
りが
crowd.
とう、お姉ちゃん。
Thanks, lady. Quietly wishing the children a good show, I soon escaped the fountain area. Next on my list was the area of the left with the teacups. What is that? A costume mascot of sorts strolled by the line of guests waiting for the ride. The lemon-colored, droopy-eared rabbit wore the same uniform as the others and carried a flag with the park's insignia.
みんな、僕と
Oh,
一緒
my
に手拍子し
beat
てね。
everyone. On my beat everyone. He's adorable. Look how cute. The rabbit began clapping, and soon the guests followed suit. On rhythm, he started to move, jump, and spin around the line of people. I could just barely make out the star pattern on his suit beneath his uniform. So cute.
手拍子ありがとう。そろそろ列が動くから、前の人にしっかりついていってね。
Thanks, everyone. The line should get moving soon, so make sure you watch the person in front of you. With a wave of his flag, the rabbit left the guests. He looked this way and that. Eventually, our gazes met. The glittering, period-colored eyes fixed on mine.
こんにちは、お姉さん。マネージはもう見てき
Have
た？
Been to see the Manège? You have a Manège?
レーブ移動遊園地の名物なんだよ。この奥にあるから、よかったら行ってみてね。
Uh-huh. It's like the Red's most famous attraction. It's back there. Just go take a look. Thank you, I will. The rabbit bowed, waved his little hand, and then sauntered over to more guests. I wonder what it's like. Merry-go-rounds, that is. Manège is very varied from park to park. I was curious to see this one and how it compared to my father's music box. If it's as popular as the rabbit says, I've got to see it. I set out on the path he directed me toward. The sun was beginning to set, dyeing the scenery in a golden tint. A pastel top and array of color horses spun before me. Decorative glass gems twinkled in the sunlight. It can't be. I was awestruck. This Manège was the spitting image of the one my father had made. Is this what he modeled the music box after? I never knew it was based on something. The Manège came to a stop and the riders alighted. My feet carried me forward all on their own. Every detail was spot on. It's my music box. It's like I'm seeing double. I reached my hand out to touch it. The cold metal chilled my fingers. Wait, why is it getting warmer? It happened before I could react. What's going on? A blinding light flashed from the Manège. What? Before I knew it, everything went white. The light had swallowed everything. I couldn't keep my eyes open. My heart pounded in my ears. Heat seethed inside me. What's happening? And then the heat vanished. Carefully, slowly, I opened my eyes. The light was gone too. Oh my goodness. What happened? I scanned the area out of pure confusion, but answers eluded me. Oh my gosh. Eluded me. Did I imagine all that? Other guests exchanged looks and tilted their heads.
今のは何だったんだ？
What just happened?
新しい演出かしら。
Heard of some performance, maybe? Evidently, I hadn't. The guests stared at the menage for a while before they lost interest and left. I should back away before it starts moving again. I managed to pry myself away from the ride and put some distance between us. That's when I heard the footsteps. My heart nearly leapt out of my chest. I slowly turned around and there was a man in a pale purple-hued suit and shoulder piece.
まさか、また君に会えるなんて。
I thought I'd never see you again. Behind his stark white hair, he wore a complicated expression. He thought he'd never see me again? I'd never met this man in my life. And you are?
ヒューゴだよ。覚えていないかい？君に会うのは7年ぶりだから無理もないのかな。
It's me, Hugo. Don't you remember? I suppose it has been 7 long years. Oh. My chest tightened. I'm sorry, but I don't remember much from back then. I explained the incident in the river and about my amnesia. I'm sorry. He frowned for a moment, but it was soon replaced with a kind smile.
いや、謝る必要はないよ、マドモアゼル。改めて自己紹介させてもらえるかな。
You have nothing to be sorry for, mademoiselle. Would you allow me to redo my introduction? Please.
俺の名前はヒューゴ。このレイブ移動遊園地の園長だ。
My name is Hugo. I'm the director here at La Foire de Rêve. So you run things here?
7年前はスタッフの一人だったんだけれど、おかげさまで出世してね。
I've certainly worked my way up since the days as a grunt 7 years ago. He winked playfully. Did you know my father by any chance? Laurent was his name. He was an engineer.
残念ながらお父さんには会ったことがないな。俺が知っているのは君だけだよ。
I'm sorry to say I never had the pleasure. I was only ever acquainted with you. I see. Considering the uncanny similarities between this menage and my music box, my hopes had been somewhat high.
ところで、今しがたマネージュに起きた異変。あの光は君が起こしたものだよね。
Say, that little display with the menage. It was you who created that light, yes? Well, I didn't have the first clue to claim responsibility. for it all felt inaccurate, to say the least. I apologize for touching the machinery, but I'm not sure what happened exactly. He offered a gentle smile.
安心して。責めているわけじゃないんだ。ただ、君の力を貸してほしいと思って。
This isn't an interrogation, I assure you. I simply have a favor to ask. What do you mean? After glancing side to side, he leaned in and brought his voice down to a whisper.
君は魔女だろ?
You are a witch, are you not? I quickly drew back. Oh, he knows.
自分と違うものを怖がる生き物なんだ。お前がいい魔女だったとしても、誰にも言うなよ。
People fear things they don't understand, whether you're a witch, a nice witch, or a scary one. You can't let others know. Interesting. Arnold's voice from earlier echoed in my head. No one can know. No one can find out. If this is an accusation, then you're sorely mistaken. I refuted him as firmly as I could. Monsieur Hugo appeared dejected. That's not the reaction I expected.
否定したい気持ちはわかるよ。
I understand your wariness, but you're
頼れ
only
る相手は君
you're
し
the
かいな
only
いん
hope we
だ。
have left.
俺たちは
You see,
ここで働く人間は魔法でこの遊園地に囚われている。
everyone who works here is trapped, bound to the park by
そ
magic.
れはとても強力な魔法で、俺たちにはどうすることもできない。
It's a powerful magic that we have no means of resisting.
だから助けてほしいんだ。君の魔法で。
You can save us. You have that power. I don't know what to say.
分かっているよ。信じられないよね。
Right. I realize I must sound like a madman right now. He grinned, although only barely to this time. He seemed earnest to me, so I didn't think he was playing some sort of trick. But trapped in an amusement park? He can't possibly think I can just believe that. I mean, she is a witch, so how could that not be a thing? You know? He can't know what I am. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. A bell chimed, sounding closing of the park and drowning out my words. People began funneling toward the entrance. I should be going.
待って。君に見せたいものがあるんだ。
Wait, there's something you should see. Huh? He grabbed my hand before allowing me to answer. He didn't pull, though he simply guided me as a gentleman would. We left the Manège and passed a number of attractions. Before long, we'd arrived back at the fountain. It seemed that what he had wanted to show me wasn't inside the park itself. Once he made certain that all the guests had left, Monsieur Hugo passed through the gate. We were alone. Everyone had surely gone home by now. It was quiet, not even birds filled the silence. He continued on the road back to town, never letting go of my hand. Excuse me, where are we going?
俺はどこにも行かないよ。
Nowhere.
いや、行けな
Not
いん
me
だ。
anyway. We stopped. Monsieur? I looked up at him and he unbuttoned his collar. A pale white circle glowed on his neck. Is that a chain? The light took form of a collar. Attached to it was a ephemeral chain leading back to the park into the park. This is the magic binding us here to this very amusement park. I don't believe it. Magically trapped within an amusement park. It shouldn't have been possible. But here I was, faced with reality. I couldn't deny what lay before my eyes. How did this happen? A witch cast a spell. I'm very fond of amusement parks, so I do quite enjoy my life here. However, years upon years of bondage do begin to wear on me. 1. Everyone's trapped like this, not just you? That's correct. He nodded. But magic is force for good, I thought. There were no bad witches. I find it hard to believe a witch would do this. Witches aren't supposed to be evil. Indeed, they aren't. What happened here was sorts of an accident of sorts. An accident? I was reminded once again of the sea and river. I had lost a lot that day, even if I didn't remember what exactly they'd been. In addition to my father and the power I'd nurtured with my mother, I also lost an entire year's worth of memories. The people of the Riv had surely lost things themselves. They would continue to lose things so as long as they remained captives. Are you okay? I hope I haven't frightened you. No, I'm okay. Thank goodness. I've said what I needed to say, and this was all I wanted you to see. He stepped back and the collar and chain vanished in an instant. After a short breath, the director faced me once again. Allow me to repeat my previous question. You are a witch, are you not? People fear things they don't understand. Whether you're a nice witch or a scary one, you can't let others know. Arnaud's words came to me again. Monsieur Hugo said witches aren't evil. But if it believes that, then maybe... Kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place, isn't she? I took a deep breath, fingers trembling. I am a witch. A sigh of relief left his lips. That took courage. Thank you. This means a lot to me. But I haven't been able to use magic for 7 years now. I'm not much of anything without that. He remained unfazed. That's perfectly fine. It slumbers within you. We wouldn't have seen the light if it wasn't true, if it wasn't there. And that was magic? Most likely. I wager your own power reacted to the magic within the park. Now, the favor I would ask of you. He clapped his hands together.
君にはスタッフとして魔法の覚醒を目指してほしい。
Would you join our staff? I want to use this opportunity to awaken your magic. Me? Work at the rep?
もちろん報酬は出すよ。
With compensation, of course. I was speechless. I do love amusement parks. They remind me of Dad. It's not that I'm supposed exactly. I
考
just
える時間が必要だね。
need time to think, I take it? The pressure was once alleviated. Yes, I would need to speak with people back at home before making a decision. I couldn't go agreeing to such arrangements without at least consulting with the Vincents first.
わかった。
I
答えが
understand.
出るまで待つよ。心が決まったらここへ
I
来て
will
ほ
wait
し
for
い。
your answer. And you have it. Find me here.
君のために門は開けておくから。
I'll leave the gate open for you. Thank you.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Au revoir, mademoiselle. Monsieur Hugo waved me goodbye as I left. Bidding farewell, I started on my way home. The park soon vanished behind the veil of trees. Yet I remained in high spirits, like I was still there somehow in the world of dreams. What a day it's been. I just told the first person outside the Vincent family about who I was. For the first time, someone had come to me for help. They needed my magic. If my magic really is just asleep, then I have to wake it up. There are people I could be helping. I want to be kind witch, just like Mom was. Gas lanterns lit up the dark street. The warm glow almost seemed to call out to me, to guide me forward. My head remained in the clouds the entire way home. Once in order to come home, I spoke with him about working at the park. I left out the part about my magic, though I didn't want him to worry.
は？遊園地でスカウトされた？一日の大半は家に引きこもって本ばかり読んでるお前が？
What? They asked to hire you to do what? Sit around inside and read books all day? You don't have to put it like that.
驚いたな。
Just to...
遊園地に行ってみたらって勧めたけど、まさかそんなことになるなんて。
He's nice, but he's not nice. I'm just surprised is all. I didn't think my suggestion to go have fun for a day would lead to something like this. Arnold blinked several times.
それで何に悩んでるんだ？相談してきたってことは仕事に興味あるんだろ？
So what's got you stuck? You must be at least a little interested if you're talking to me about it. I am. I'd very much like to work at an amusement park like my dad did. But that'd take time away from things I normally do to help. Cleaning, chores, and anything else that needs to be doing at home. It didn't feel right to run off when they'd done so much for me.
まあいいんじゃないか？
Who cares about that? You don't? Yeah, because he'd surprisingly quickly. Mom can do pretty much anything outside of the kitchen. Oh, kind of. But if that falls through, we could always hire a maid, like we did in Paris.
父さんからの仕送りでお金に困ってないからな。俺だって仕事して稼いでるわけだし。
Dad has money, so it's not like we're hurting there. Plus, I work on top of it. Arnold's smile quickly turned to a frown.
ただし、
I have one condition,
と
though.
りあえずは遊園地がこの町にいる間だけだ。初めて働くわけだし、最初から深入りは
Only while it's in town. It's your first job, so don't get too attached. Right, that seems fair. There was no guarantee my magic would ever awaken anyways.
それに次どこへ移動するかもわからないしな。
And who knows when they'll disappear to next. He glanced outside the window and sighed.
母さんには俺から話しておくよ。
Talk to Mom. Make sure you're up bright and
ちゃんと
early.
先方に返事をするんだぞ。
You don't want to let tomorrow to let your new boss know. I will, thank you, Arnold. The long day was finally coming to an end. Before bed, I picked up the music box from the dresser. So cute. I turned the key and listened to the melody as I processed the day's many events. It really had been like someplace out of a storybook. The attractions, the performances, the smiles, everywhere you looked. And then there was the menage and the resemblance to this music box. The light. My magic. The collar of light around the director's neck and the chain that held him captive. I could only wonder and hope my magic was there somewhere, waiting for me to wake it up. Give me strength, Dad. Please, give me the strength to see this through. I held the music box to my chest. Okay, time for bed. I had to get up early to visit the Rev. I needed to give them my answer. I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know, what do you think about these visual novel type games? Thumbs up. Give a comment. Make sure you subscribe. I'll talk to you so very soon. Until next time. Bye.